Good morning, Enid. It is Thursday, April 21st, and take a moment, go outside, look to the west, and you see a gorgeous full moon. Good to see you this morning. Right now it's clear and 49 degrees. It is going to be golf course weather today. High today, 73 degrees, and it's going to be sunny. It's also going to be a good time to go fly a kite. I'm Steve Keim.
And I'm Ashley Keim.
Good morning, Ashley.
Good morning.
Did you say earlier you was going to tell me to go fly a kite?
I might today. We'll see how it goes.
Grab a cup of coffee. Join us for the quickest 30 minutes of the morning. And it's good to see you again, Ashley.
It's good to be back. I missed you all last week, but we are here this morning, and it is time to rise and shine, Enid.
Oh, wow, got me drinking there. Good morning, Enid. It's 7:31. Thank you for joining us today as April moves along. It's already the 21st.
I can't believe it.
So I want to say happy anniversary to my wife this morning. She's watching, I know, via enidtv.org. Sometimes people forget, well, I don't have Channel 12. I can't watch your show. Well, you can watch the live streaming of enidtv.org. We've been married 75 years today, so.
75 years.
Did I say that out loud?
That's just a few.
That's just a few. We won't go into the numbers, but anyway. It's clear and 49, and folks, it's going to be a gorgeous day today. To me, it's golf course weather, slight breeze, 73 degrees. But our special guest today is going to talk about what subject, Ashley?
I think flying kites, Steve.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. It looks like it would be a perfect weekend as well. But today is going to be awesome.
We have Mr. Kite with us this morning, as in Phillip Whitaker, so we look forward to that. Well, let's look at our current tips across the state. I saw Penn Klein earlier this morning had his Oklahoma map out, and he was looking where he's going to travel today. And Dane, Oklahoma, never knew that. You know, it's one thing to have a proclamation named after you, but to have a city named after you? Look at that.
Sure,
Dane, Oklahoma. Anyway, you can see the temperatures, upper 40s and 50s across the state, from Moffett to Burbank. You ever been to Burbank?
I have not.
Burbank is a very old oil town in Oklahoma. A lot of history, a lot of oil history in Burbank, like one of the first oil wells or something like that. Anyway, a lot of history in Burbank. Calvin and Granite, and then Loco. You probably went to high school in Loco, didn't you, Ashley?
I thought that's what you were from. That's where you were from.
Yeah,
that's what I was told this morning. Anyway.
Did you know in high school I graduated in the top 10% of the lower 1/3?
Of the lower 1/3. I can believe it.
Just for clarification. Well, we're highly academic this morning, and academic too. Golly, boy, it's early. It's 7:33. Thank you for joining us. Ashley, help us out with the 3-day forecast, because we could use a nice weekend. I tell you what, we need to dry out just a little bit.
This weekend, Steve, it's gonna stay sunny, windy until about Sunday, and we've got a 60% chance of rain on Sunday. As you can see, 60%. We're gonna, even the lows in the high 40s and the mid to high 50s this weekend. So we're staying pretty warm, fairly warm, but the wind is gonna come back, it looks like. Yeah. So, but it should be a very nice weekend. Maybe some golf for you.
Maybe. Probably yard work.
That's even better.
We have a swimming pool, and it kind of looks like a lagoon.
Oh.
Yeah. So we didn't have a cold enough winter, and anyway, our pool usually looks really good during the winter, but this winter, let's say gators are probably in there. It doesn't look good at all.
I'll let you find out.
My wife used to say, when are you going to work on the pool? And I said, I'm scared of the gators that are out there. Anyway,
monster fries.
yeah, monster. Anyway, good morning, Enid. Thank you for joining us. High today is going to be 73. Right now, it's 7:35 on this early Thursday morning. Again, there was a gorgeous full moon out there, and it's time for the Oklahoma Minute. Let's get to the news that happened overnight with the bow tie guy, and that happens to be Derrick Silas.
Senate Bill 884 was signed by Governor Fallin, giving the Oklahoma Department of Corrections the authority to store lethal injection drugs at the Oklahoma State Penitentiary. And several organizations sent Senate Pro Tem Brian Bingham a letter opposing two pending gun bills, which would allow people to openly carry firearms without a permit. Devon Energy Corporation agreed to sell its non-core Mississippian assets in northern Oklahoma to White Star Petroleum, LLC. And this morning, there was a 2.8 magnitude earthquake at 622, 9 miles from Pawnee, Oklahoma. Tonight continues the first round of the NBA playoffs. Scheduled within Game 3 of the Western Conference playoffs is Oklahoma City Thunder and the Dallas Mavericks, who will play at 7 p.m. in Dallas. It will air on TNT. And on this day in history, in 1956, Elvis Presley has his first #1 hit with Heartbreak Hotel. It tops the Billboard charts on this day. The song was Presley's first RCA single and was released January 1956. And that's the Oklahoma Minute. Back to you, Stephen Ashley.
I see Elvis there in the background. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah. Well, that's what he would say. You know.
It is.
Thank you,
That's
Derrick.
Really good, Steve. Good job.
It took years to do that. Where Elvis just did that overnight. It took
Well,
me
you had
years.
plenty of time to practice.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you. Many years to practice.
Just
So.
with you.
Good morning, Enid, 7:36. Thank you for joining us today. We're really excited about our special guest coming up in a few moments. It's about an event that really puts Enid on the map along with other events, and so we're excited about that. So if people want to reach out to us and they've got pictures or they've got suggestions for the show,
Absolutely.
can they just call you at 1-800-ASHLEY or what's?
yeah.
Oh, yeah? Okay.
No, actually, you can send those to gme@enid.org. And there's our lovely cows this morning. We would love to hear from you. We want to know what's going on, or if you have any questions or comments about, Steve's dress or his hair or anything, feel free to send those to us. We'd love to hear from you.
Do we have any family pictures of cows that we want to share today? Do we have anything that's handy? Because we know that Nelson, and we've got, trying to remember the other guy. Yeah, Desmond, that's it.
Arliss?
Desmond. Arliss?
And-
The family continues.
Yeah.
Oh, Arliss, there we go.
We're
How much does
growing.
Arliss weigh now, AJ? 500?
I'm not sure. I haven't picked him up yet.
You haven't picked him up yet. Yeah. He's probably at least 300 to 400. Of course, there's Norman. We had a
There's
cat.
Norman.
His name was Norman, but we called him Norman.
No.
So that's just the way we speak at our house. So anyway,
A little differently.
yeah. You see those kites behind us?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's really, flying a kite is just so simple. Of course, in Oklahoma, there's enough wind, but it's really a pretty neat deal. And that's coming up in Enid this weekend. We'll find out more about that in a couple minutes. Let's talk about the elementary school menu and find out what's going to happen today.
Today, Steve, on Thursday, they are having fish sticks accompanied with mac and cheese, romaine salad, zucchini slices, mixed fruit, and milk.
I'm not one to be critical, but this looks a lot better than last week. Man, last week's menu was tough. You had to be a tough pre-K to fifth grade to go to lunch. Anyway, for Friday, we got ham and cheese sub, oven potatoes, pork and beans, apple slices, pickles, spears, and milk. I wonder if that's 2% milk.
I'm not sure.
I wonder.
I'm really not sure.
Yes.
It is?
2%.
2%. I'm one of those skim milk person, My wife got me on skim milk about 50 years ago, so anyway.
So yesterday.
So I just wondered, yeah. So anyway, that's the elementary school menu.
Yes.
Well, enough of this craziness. We are so glad that you joined us today. By the way, it's 49. Working our way to a very sunny 73 today. And so it's time to go fly a kite. And our special guest is with Jomara right now. So it's time for One-on-One with Jomara.
Good morning, Enid. Our special guest on One-on-One with Jomara is Phillip Whitaker, and he's here to talk about kites, especially about kites over Enid. Phillip, thank you for joining us this morning.
Thank you for having me.
Now, tell me about the kites over Enid. How did it started? Tell me a little bit of history about this event.
In 2009, the Habitat for Humanity organization and the Enid Regional Development Office partnered together to create something unique and different in Northwest Oklahoma. The Habitat for Humanity decided we could break the world's record in number of kites in the air. And just across the ditch, the Enid Regional Development was doing what was called WOW, and that's Wheat, Oil, and Wind Symposium Conference. And we went out and broke the record for this number of kites in the air for North America. We didn't reach the world record, but we do still hold the record for number of kites in the air in North America.
Wow, that's really amazing.
Yes, it is.
Really amazing.
Then in 2010, they tried it again. We're not successful in breaking, but we do still hold the record. In 2012 and 2015, the National Kite Association came to Enid for their national convention. And last year, when people began to find out that we were coming and I was involved, they asked me to bring kites over Enid to a festival situation where we could just come out and fly kites.
And just have fun
And just
without
have
the
fun.
pressure of breaking a world
That's
record,
right. We're not breaking any records. We're just going to have fun and enjoy the outdoors.
And Phillip, how did you get involved with the kites over Enid?
I got
did you
involved.
volunteer?
Yeah, I volunteered. I was a flyer. I'm on the list for record for one of the kites one of the flyers that was flying in 2009, and also registered in 2010 to fly as well. And that was my springboard into getting involved with the American Kite Flyers Association, and then instrumental in bringing them to Enid for their national event.
Wonderful, wonderful. Now, what can people expect the day of the event?
The day of the event, it's from 10 o'clock in the morning to 5 o'clock in the evening. We will open with the national anthem. That will be sung a cappella by Zach Engel. He's a gentleman that I know, and he's volunteered to come out and sing the national anthem. At noon, we were going to have a candy drop for the kids. And then from 1 o'clock to 3 o'clock, we're going to have bowl races. And bowl races are where you put a harness on. We attach a kite to the back of the harness, and we ask you to run down the field about 25, 30 yards. And it's the kite it spins. It's a circular kite, so it's spinning, causing resistance. So kids get into it, adults get into it. It's so much fun to watch them run and scream and have fun with it.
Well, it sounds like a lot of fun. And I forgot to ask you, where is the event going to be held?
Oh, yes. The event is being held on the field south of Autry Technology.
Yes.
That is the field that we broke the record on. That is the field we flew on for the Nationals. And it's also known as the Richard Dermer Memorial Flying Field. Richard Dermer was the owner and creator of Hideaway Pizza in Stillwater. And he passed away a few years ago, and we dedicated the field to his memory.
Wow, that's really nice. Now, tell me about the kites. Do you have to bring your own kite? Can you purchase the kite once you get to the field?
Sure.
How is it
You
gonna
can bring your own kites. If you don't have a kite or you want a new kite to try out, we will have Cool Kites from Mississippi. They're a mobile kite store, and they are coming in to be on the field with us, and they will have their store set up on the field, and you can come out and buy a kite from them. Very professional, all kinds of sizes, shapes, age levels. So just come on out. If you don't have a kite, you can pick one up there at the field.
And are there going to be any prices, say, if someone makes their own kite, is that going to be taken into consideration? Because I know some people, they make their
Like
own
to make
kites.
their own.
And,
Not
yeah.
this year. This year it's just we're
fun.
getting in, just fun, fly, come on out. We also have a group coming from Texas, and that group is called Go Big or Go Home, and they are bringing their inventory of kites, which are the large inflatable kites.
Oh, wow.
Boudreaux is their signature octopus. He is 150 foot long, and he will be flying over northwest Oklahoma plains on Saturday. So come on out, see the big kites, bring your kites, bring your kids.
And you mentioned that there will be other activities. Can you go over those again, just in case that you
sure.
turn your TV on? It's going to be kites, but there's also going to be other events happening, right? Other activities.
Right. There's a candy drop at noon. There's the bowl races for all ages. We'll line them up, and all ages can run. There's also food trucks on the field. There will be 2 vendors for food, and we also have an ice cream truck coming as well. So if it's, can always stop for a break and have an ice cream bar.
Yes, and it seems that the weather is going to be perfect for this activity. So again, if you want to participate of this activity, it's going to be happening this Saturday, and Kites Over Enid from 10 to 5 p.m. Behind the Ortiz Technology Center. And if you have any questions, you can contact the number on the screen, 580-402-2102. And Phillip, you said you wanted to thank all the people involved in this
Yes.
activity.
I would like to thank Park Avenue Thrift. They are our title sponsor. We also want to thank the American Kite Flyers Association for their benefit to this organization. Autry Technology for providing the field and all of the services on the field. And also Visit Enid. Visit Enid is the sponsor for bringing Boudreaux and his friends to Enid to fly for us. We also, on the field, will have t-shirts for sale commemorating the event of Kites Over Enid. And I brought you this for you. You're welcome.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
So come on out, bring the family, bring friends.
Yes.
Stay as long as you want. You can be there all day. If you need help, if you got a kite that doesn't fly or you don't know how to fly it, bring it on out. We'll have those of us on the field to help you get it in the air and be able to fly it.
And again, it's going to be an event for the whole family. You can purchase a kite on the field.
On the field?
Or you can bring your own kite, and there's no cost to this event.
That's right. This is a free event.
It's a free event, yes. We just wanted to clarify that.
That's right. It's free to the public.
Okay. Well, thank you very much, Phillip, for being with us this morning.
You're welcome.
We appreciate all you do. It's going to be a great event, again, for the whole family. This Saturday, April 23rd, from 10 to 5.
That's right. Just come on out and let's fly a kite.
Let's fly a kite. Now, let's watch our department head video. We have our fire chief, Joe Jackson.
Hello, I'm Chief Joe Jackson of the Enid Fire Department. The mission of the Enid Fire Department is to serve the public and to safeguard the community by preventing or minimizing the impact of emergency situations to life, environment, and property by responding to both emergency and non-emergency requests for service. If I can be of service to you, please contact me at the number provided on our website. Thank you.
Good morning, Enid. Thursday, April 21st, and appreciate you joining us here early this morning. Holding steady at 49 degrees, Ashley. High today is going to be?
73.
Yeah. That's a great temperature.
It's almost in the 50s.
It's
right
going to be
now.
50, 73 today, folks, and whatever, 50, 73, it's going to be gorgeous to fly a kite and go to the golf course or work on those weeds that are in the yard.
Or
50,
just fly a kite.
73.
Did you
I
see
like
that
that.
kite behind Jomara?
Yes.
It was beautiful, and it's huge. It's bigger than me.
Now, this is going to date me just a little
Oh,
bit.
no.
You know, as my daughter says, Dad, you're older than trees, you know. So anyway, as a kid, we would have these sticks, if you will, but our kite was made out of newspaper. We didn't go to the store and buy a kite. you made get the newspaper and you'd make your kite out of newspaper. And that was back before there was kites, yeah. So anyway, he's talking about these fancy kites, and I go, man, I remember building fancy kites out of newspapers and stuff like that. So it's kind of evolved since then. Anyway, fun time this weekend, and we'll look at the 3-day forecast to see what kind of weather we're going to have. I failed to mention earlier, we're moving into the budget season at the City of Enid. And, you can watch all of the budget meetings on Channel 12 or in high definition on 112, but also on enidtv.org. Next Tuesday will be one of our very first special budget meetings. I believe it's going to be at 12 noon. You see the schedule there. I think the next one will be the following week, May. Ashley, the month of May is just days away.
I know. School will be out in about a month. I can't believe it.
Wow. So I guess your 2 kids are getting older by the day, right? It just goes so quick.
They are. I almost have a 7-year-old.
Almost. Boy.
I can't believe it.
Wow. Anyway, I don't know if we have the graphic or not, but I just want to remind everybody, on May 12th, which is around the corner, that's Thursday, the Mayor's State of the City address will be taking place, and I've just failed to mention that earlier. We just want to remind everybody, thank you, Penn, for putting that up there. Again, that's Thursday, May 12th. It's going to be a luncheon this year. The last couple of years, it's been a breakfast event, but Mayor Shuey's State of the City address will be a lunch event from 11:30 to 1. And we have Mark Haas, the new plant manager of Coke Nitrogen, will be speaking. Well, we also have another special guest coming on that day. So circle or save the date, Thursday for lunch. It's going to be $10 for the lunch. If you don't want to eat lunch, you can just show up. So it's free to everyone, but if you're going to eat, we ask for that $10 donation.
At the Enid Convention Hall.
Yes, thank you very much. Yeah. Well, it's 7:51 on this Thursday morning. Thank you for joining with us. And I'm wearing my Thunder colors today. You were talking about GoFlyAKite. I've got my Thunder socks on, and this kind of my blue and orange kind of Thunder thing going, because we need the Thunder to win tonight.
Absolutely. And so saying that, let's go back to the bow tie guy, Derrick Silas, and find out what's going on.
Senate Bill 884 was signed by Governor Fallin, giving the Oklahoma Department of Corrections the authority to store lethal injection drugs at the Oklahoma State Penitentiary. And several organizations sent Senate Pro Tem Brian Bingham a letter opposing 2 pending gun bills, which would allow people to openly carry firearms without a permit. Devon Energy Corporation agreed to sell its non-core Mississippian assets in northern Oklahoma to White Star Petroleum, LLC. And there was a 2.8 magnitude earthquake this morning, 9 miles northwest of Pawnee, Oklahoma. Tonight continues the first round of the NBA playoffs. Scheduled within Game 3 of the Western Conference is Oklahoma City Thunder and the Dallas Mavericks, who will play at 7 p.m. in Dallas. It will air on TNT. And on this day in history, 1895, the first movie projector called the Panopticon was demonstrated in the United States. Its predecessor was called the kinetoscope, but this new projector improved projection by projecting life-size images. And also, in 1956, Elvis Presley had his first #1 hit with Heartbreak Hotel. It tops the Billboard charts on this day. The song was Presley's first RCA single and was released in January 1956. And that's the Oklahoma Minute. Back to you, Steve and Ashley.
Since my baby left me. Wow.
I was going to say
Time flies.
1956. How old were you?
I was rocking around at 2 years old. I was bopping around at 2 years old listening to Elvis singing, since my baby left me. Boom, boom, Yeah, some of us remember 1956 anyway, so.
Some of us.
Boy, that was back before electricity, wasn't it? That was a long time ago.
You're going to have to tell me.
Good morning, Enid, 7:53. We appreciate that history lesson, and thank you for reminding us how old some of us are, Ashley. Appreciate that. I'd like to remind you at 8 o'clock this morning, coming up in 6 minutes, we have Jim Riley. Jim Riley was just a very gracious guest who came by the ETN studios a few weeks ago. Jim Riley, former Enid resident. He was an all-state football player, Enid High School, I think, in 1963. He went to OU, played for Bud Wilkinson. He was an All-American at OU, was drafted by the Miami Dolphins, and played 7 years with the Dolphins, and he was on the 1972 undefeated season of the Miami Dolphins. And he's just a real gentleman, big guy, and played defensive end for the Dolphins. But he's a former Enid resident. He still has family and friends here, so he comes back. He's 70 now. He looks in fabulous shape. And so we got to sit down and talk with him for about 30, 40 minutes one day. Anyway, part of that interview is coming up at 8 o'clock this morning. So that's Jim Riley. He has an outreach ministry, deals with addictions and things like this. And his wife, Robin, are committed their lives to that. Just a great couple. So if you want to learn more about Jim Riley, former Enid resident, that's coming up at 8 o'clock this morning. So, well, because of the kites, people are probably going to wonder about the weather, and so the 3-day forecast.
The 3-day forecast
Looks
this
like.
weekend, Steve. We're going to stay up in the high 70s, and it looks like Saturday is going to be windy. So it'll be a great day to go to Autry, fly those kites, and then we have a 60% chance of rain again on Sunday.
Okay.
So we're, you know, enjoying all the moisture. We need it right now.
Yeah, that's true, because it'll stop. It seemed like the rain would stop. And one thing about the wind, you know, I'm not this kite expert, but I think they don't want it really windy.
Right.
They just kind of want this mild windiness, whatever mild windiness means, I'm not sure. Do we have a pet promo that we can show this morning? Sometimes we have a pet promo that we can show. Do we have that where we can show?
Yes.
Let's do that right now, and then we're going to talk about a new addition to the Good Morning Enid teams coming up here. So we'll look at the pet promo. We'll be right back.
We are located at 1200 South 10th here in Enid, Oklahoma, and our phone number is 580-249-4910.
Thank you, AJ, for pointing us in the right direction. Again, 249-4910 is the number to call. And we have a new guest. She's close by. She's not on camera, but
Yes.
Jessica, I want to say Loris?
Loris, I think so.
Okay, Jessica's from Ohio?
Ohio.
She's from up north, but I believe her husband's at Vance, and they have moved here recently to Enid. So Jessica's going to be joining us, bringing in those puppy dogs. Remember, every morning that
Yes.
dog would come in and say, oh man, we've got to find a home for that puppy
Very
dog.
excited to have another guest.
So we're excited to have Jessica join us on Good Morning Enid, and she, I believe, will join us next week by bringing in a dog that needs a home. So we're excited about that. We have about a minute to go, and we just want to remind everybody that the Kites Over Enid is a Saturday-only event.
Yes.
So it's not the full weekend.
Nope, 10 to 5 on Saturday
Thank
on the
you.
field behind
Oh,
Autry.
there we go. We got some information right
Yes.
there. I was trying to remember the time. So Saturdays, it's not going to take the entire weekend. I know there's other events. As a typical weekend in Enid, there's a lot of events going on. So 10 to 5 this Saturday over there behind Autry Tech. And you can give Phillip a call. We appreciate Phillip coming by and talking about Kites Over Enid.
Yes.
If you're planning today, it's going to be gorgeous. Yard work, golf course, or just be outside. Grab the kids, go to the park, and have a lunch or something, because high today is going to be 73 degrees.
Yes.
So, well, it's been a quick 30 minutes.
It has. It has. Good to be here. We will see you next week.
Make it a great day, everyone. Thanks for joining us. Good morning, Enid.